grade, 6th grade. No, I didn't. I said 6th grade. But she's still here. Yeah, you want to see my one-legged grandma? That was going to take away. Alright, no, she don't have one leg. Oh, she doesn't, bro. She got one leg. Look at her. Their coach is like,
AVC Sports and 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon present high school basketball. Now let's go courtside for tonight's game.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to New Concord. We are live here on the campus of John Glenn High School. Tonight, the Indian Valley Braves, with a record of 5-1, square off with the 6-1 John Glenn Muskies. My name is Mike Snively, and it will be my pleasure to describe tonight's action. You can enjoy tonight's game three ways. You can view the game on our YRP TV channel on YouTube, or you can listen in on our Nash Icon radio channels, which are 107.9 Cambridge or 98.5 Zanesville. Joining me tonight on the color will be the hardest working man in the business, Brett Klein. So, Brett, the final game of 2024, we have two one-loss teams with John Glenn and Indian Valley. What are viewers and listeners, what do they need to know about this non-conference matchup tonight?
I think they need to know that this non-conference matchup is going to be an exciting one. We just finished watching the JV contest, which almost went into overtime, which, hey, would have delayed us a little bit, but always exciting to watch free basketball. But I think out of, both teams, we have, two very good programs that are looking to continue their success going into the new year. And on top of this game here in New Concord at John Glenn High School, we also have the Barnesville Shamrocks. They're visiting the Caldwell Redskins. And that game is getting underway shortly on WBNV 93.5 FM, along with YRP TV on YouTube, Facebook, or you can visit all of these games on yourradioplace.com. So a lot of stuff going on. We're getting to the end of the year, Mike.
And let's not forget, our buddy Dave Hilliard's coaching a game down at Athens tonight at the Convocation Center, where Muskingum University is taking on Ohio University. And the last update we got, the Muskies were ahead of the Bobcats 6-2. So I don't want to turn back and see the score be 26-6 OU, but so far so good for Dave and his Muskies from Muskingum University.
Absolutely. And what we're going to kind of look for tonight is we're going to see how well John Glenn is going to perform following a pretty intense and physical matchup on Saturday against the Bobcats. Now, Indian Valley, I'm not quite sure the last time they did play, but, you got to think John Glenn is feeling it in some way, because that was, although it's John Glenn's style to do so, I mean, you're running up and down the floor the whole entire game. I mean, that does get tiring.
I tell you, the game last week, 2 days ago, Saturday against Cambridge, it just was high intensity. The gym was 9,000 degrees in here, and it was packed. It was filled to the rafters here, and it was an all-day event for John Glenn as they swept the Bobcats in the Catfish Challenge, where the programs go grades 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, JV and varsity, and John Glenn was able to sweep all 9 of those contests. But the high school varsity contest was highly contested, a lot of drama throughout the game, and you do wonder how John Glenn's going to come back after a packed house. Now, a sparse crowd tonight because the John Glenn girls are playing over at Zanesville at the same time, and we're technically New Year's Eve, so a lot of people might just, be sitting home watching the game.
Yeah, and hey, we're all for that if you're sitting at home watching the game. But yeah, you're right. It is odd to have, the boys and girls varsity contest on a Monday. But again, it is December 30th.
It is December 30th. Where did the time go? You mentioned earlier you weren't sure who Indian Valley played in their last contest. Well, that's going to lead me to my trivia question, Brett.
Oh, boy.
So I said you've got to be paying close attention. So tonight's trivia question is, who were the first two teams in the history of Ohio basketball to play a game with a shot clock? Well, you just asked.
That did just happen recently.
Be Friday, December 27th, 3 days ago, Indian Valley played Martins Ferry at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. They upended the Purple Riders 75-56. That was the first game of the day in what was considered the shot clock shootout challenge, and it was at Canton Memorial Fieldhouse, home of the Canton McKinley Bulldogs, and there was about 9 or 10 games that day where they experimented with a shot clock in high school. Maysville also was one of the teams that played. They played Carrollton up there, and the shot clock was a 35-second shot clock. And I guess if the person I talked to had the Maysville game, you don't have to worry about Maysville having a 35-second shot clock. They would be in trouble if it were a 8 or 9 second shot clock, because they usually get it up in the air. But Martins Ferry and Indian Valley played in the first game, and Indian Valley was a 75-56 winner over Martins Ferry in that contest. So let's look at some starting lineups first tonight. Brett, would you like to hit the Muskies of John Glenn for us first?
Absolutely. We do have our starting lineups on both teams up on the board. So starting for the John Glenn Muskies, we have number 1, the junior, Cooper Briggs, followed by his pal, number 1 and number 2. So number 2, CJ Dolan, the junior. We move down a little bit. Will Nikolazakis, the senior, number 15. He'll get the start for the Muskies, along with another junior, number 24, Braden Davis, and number 33, another junior, Steele Bates, who, based on what we saw Saturday against Cambridge, man, they did not want him to have the ball in his hands.
No, Bates is averaging 18.4 on the season. He's also shooting 85% from the line. He does get to the line a lot. He's 35 for 41 on the year, and that will bring us to Indian Valley starters this evening. And by the way, the John Glenn Muskies start 4 juniors and 1 senior, the senior being Nico Will Nikolazakis. Indian Valley will start number 1, Luke Wells, he's a 6'1 senior. Number 3, Deegan Bieber, he's a 6'1 junior. Number 4, Landon McPeak, he's a 5'9 senior. Number 11, Jackson Murphy, he's a 6'1 senior. And number 22, the already famous quarterback for this Division IV state champ, Indian Valley Braves, Riker Williams, who is an outstanding basketball player as well. He's a 6-foot sophomore, so I feel bad for these teams in the Inter-Valley Conference, also known as the IVC, that have to deal with Riker Williams for 3 more years. So
yeah, absolutely. And then, as you mentioned, state champions in football. So what we also need to take into account is they didn't have as much time to prepare for the basketball season as, some of the other teams
Correct.
did. We have teams like John Glenn who had a first-round exit in the playoffs, so they've had more time to be together as a team. Indian Valley within this area is the team with the least amount of time together. So
Right.
We're going to see them continue to develop as a team. As we talked about, these teams are very close. Indian Valley 5-1 with a loss to Highland, and John Glenn at 6-1 with a loss to Coshocton.
After doing my research, I couldn't believe Indian Valley played a basketball game. They beat Cambridge on December 3rd, but their football game was December 7th, 4 days later.
Yes.
So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pay the bills here. We'll be back here in a second. We're going to do the starting lineups and the national anthem here at John Glenn High School. You are watching and listening to high school basketball on YRP TV and Nash Icon.
Looking for reliable insurance that fits your life? Look no further than Allen Hunter State Farm in Cambridge, Ohio. From auto to home to life insurance, we offer a range of options tailored to your needs. With our friendly, knowledgeable team, you'll get the protection and peace of mind you deserve. We're dedicated to being there for you, just like a good neighbor should. Call Allen Hunter State Farm today and discover how we can help you safeguard your future. Call 740-439-5385. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Today is the day you make changes, the day you have looked forward to, the day you take a step to see the you before addiction. And it all starts right here at The Residence, an in-bed facility that designs your recovery to your needs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm Crystal Reynolds for Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. Our approach is personal, and it is as individual as your needs. We are here for you. Call 855-692-7247.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it's for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company from Iowa to offer liability coverage to package with their Patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today, 740-305-5121. Follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Looking for trusted dental care for the whole family? Dr. Darcy Wakefield and the team at Wakefield Dental have you covered. From pediatric to general and orthodontic care, they offer a full range of services. At Wakefield Dental, they focus on individualized treatment plans that not only create beautiful smiles, but build lasting confidence. Schedule your consultation today. Call 740-435-3100 or go to drwakefieldDDS.com.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? my eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio, I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon, WILE Cambridge.
We are live back here at the Fish Tank in New Concord on the campus of John Glenn High School tonight, as we have a dandy tonight set up for you. The 6-1 John Glenn Muskies, under the direction of Eric Scheck, are hosting the 5-1 Indian Valley Braves under the direction of Tyrone Miller. So the Muskies come out tonight in a white uniform with maroon and gray trim. Indian Valley comes out in their traditional red, white, and blue colors. They will be wearing the dark navy blue color tonight as the visitors. Got a very good officiating crew here tonight, a very veteran crew here. So not a whole lot of games on tap tonight, but we're excited to get this one started. And there's the tip. Steele Bates comes up with it for John Glenn. Muskies get it down to Briggs. Briggs kicks it over to Dolan. Back to Briggs. Nikolazakis with a deep three. No good. Rebound by Murphy for the Braves. John Glenn presses relentlessly after every make or miss, and they do there, but Indian Valley handled the pressure there, and that was a nice tip away there by C.J. Dolan.
Yeah, John Glenn will show no mercy when it comes to high defensive intensity, and that was the name of their game. You know, really anytime you see these matchups, including the Muskies, so it's good to see that they are, not afraid to bust that out tonight.
No, they're certainly not. Riker Williams, the field general, goes to the hole. He's going to be fouled. And they're going to get number 33, Steele Bates, with his first foul on the evening.
Early foul here for the Muskies. I mean, we're just under 7.5 to go, and if I may, I mean, we're talking 8-minute quarters, a shooting foul already. So we're going to see if Indian Valley continues to stay aggressive and attack the paint this game.
Williams' first shot well short, and we know that Riker Williams is not going to be afraid of contact. He did go to the hole pretty hard there, elevated high, second shot up, and good. Indian Valley leads 1-0. Indian Valley with token pressure up the court as Bates gets it across. Bates maybe got away with a travel, but they did not call it 2 points for Steele Bates on the right-handed layup.
Yeah, that's what Steele Bates likes to do, and what Cambridge tried to mitigate the damage for Saturday, and that's letting Steele Bates attack. And obviously we can see why he's attacking, because he's effective at getting in the paint and at scoring.
And he gets fouls because he's been to the line this time already 41 times this year. Nikolazakis guarding the ball. A very good fundamental Indian Valley team. That was a nice move by number 1, Luke Wells. No good. Rebound by Davis. Hands it to Bates. Bates being guarded by Riker Williams. Hands it off to Dolan on the left wing. Up top to Cooper Briggs, back to Dolan, who gets it into Davis. Davis kicks it out to Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis tries a pass underneath to Davis. Davis saves it. Nico says, let's try this again. Sets it up. Kicks it out to Steele Bates. Steele Bates zigs and zags, and he's going to have it stolen away. Turnover created by good defense there by Indian Valley. Running the floor well are the Braves. Shot no good. Rebound by Davis. Davis with a nice outlet to C.J. Dolan. C.J. Dolan goes up with his left hand. Good. C.J. Dolan with 2. That gives the Muskies a 4-1 lead over the Braves.
I will say, I am a big fan of watching Braden Davis play defense.
100%, and he is one of the best fundamental screen setters I've seen in some time. He gets his shoulders wide, he gets his feet set, and he's a wall out there.
He is a brain-first player, as I like to consider him, because before anything that he does, he knows what he wants to do, and he knows exactly how he wants to do it.
Nobody's going to go harder either. So another foul, C.J. Dolan called, so that's 2 quick ones on John Glenn. Indian Valley gets it down, shot up, no good. May have been hindered a little bit by Braden Davis. Davis pulls down the rebound, gets it to Nikolazakis. Briggs from 26 feet, good! Cooper Briggs from just inside the volleyball line gives John Glenn a 7-1 lead over Indian Valley. Right back comes Indian Valley. Ben Stamm has checked in for the Muskies. Nikolazakis reaches around. He's going to get the cheap reach around foul.
Yeah, tough. I mean, it's a tough situation because that was definitely a mismatch. Nikolazakis being a much smaller defender, but when you're reaching around the body like that, you're right in front of the official. Can't do that.
The officiating right now does not favor John Glenn because they put their hands all over you. That's already 3 fouls, and we have not played 3 minutes yet here in this contest. Riker Williams being guarded now by Cooper Briggs. Penetration there by Jackson Murphy, kicks it back to Williams. Back to Murphy. Wells goes hard to the hole, lays it in. Luke Wells with Indian Valley's first field goal of the night, 7-3, John Glenn. Cooper Briggs comes down, misses the shot. Good rebound there by Colt James, who checked out Braden Davis. Riker Williams goes up and gets a errant pass. Williams will now try the 3, no good. Rebound by Stamm. Dolan runs down the wing. Pump fakes a 3. Kicks it over to Stamm. Stamm shot up, no good. Rebound by Colt James. McPeak gets it across for Indian Valley, being guarded by Stamm. Over in the corner to Wells. Wells has a wide open lane. Pump fakes, kicks it back out to Williams. Williams goes hard, and we're going to have a collision. That's going to be an offensive foul. Riker Williams. Cooper Briggs stuck his nose in there, had his feet planted. Offensive foul. So that's going to be the first foul on Riker Williams. That's the first foul on Indian Valley.
Yeah, Briggs knew exactly. Once Riker Williams took the drive, you saw him come out, and he immediately went, I'm just going to let him hit me.
And that you have to be brave to get in front of Williams. We've seen him run over people on the football field. Andrew Glob checks in for the Muskies. Cooper Briggs goes to the hole, misses the layup. Davis almost had a putback, could not get it. But a rebound by Deegan Bieber for the Braves. Right back at, here comes the Braves. That's going to be tipped out of bounds by Dolan. Very active hands early on by Dolan. And we've got another substitution for the Colts. Cole Robinson, who's averaging about 5 points a game, the 6'2 senior. He's going to check in for Cooper Briggs. 3:36 left here at the Fish Tank. First quarter, John Glenn leads Indian Valley 7-3. Pretty exciting start here to this one, Brett.
I would say so. The game has been nothing but pretty fast. A lot of teams trying to figure out what they want to do early, and it's led to a lot of interesting plays so far.
Two teams playing hard. Shot up, three-pointer no good. Fight for the rebound. Out of the mix comes C.J. Dolan. Dolan with the rebound. Left-hand pass over to Steele Bates. Steele Bates pulls up for 3, long, no good. Rebound, Braden Davis. He gets it up, he's swatted, but they're going to call a foul. So Braden Davis will go to the line. He's going to be shooting 2, and they got Jackson Murphy on the foul, and that's going to send Braden Davis to the line, who's an 86% free throw shooter after 7 games. Davis on the line, long. First one no good. Checking in for Indian Valley now is Luke Wells, and Riker Williams will check back in for the Indian Valley Braves. Reader's Digest named Janaden Hutton the most difficult name to pronounce in Ohio.
Really?
Little FYI. No good. Davis misses a pair. The normally strong free throw shooter, 86%, missed both. So 7-3, John Glenn still leads Indian Valley. Three-pointer no good by Wells, rebound by Braden Davis. Number 2, C.J. Dolan to the hole, brings it, takes it hard, and he's going to be fouled. He's going to be fouled by Deegan Bieber, and that ties the foul situation up 3-3 for both teams.
I will mention that John Glenn doing a good job at controlling the glass right now. They currently have 3 more rebounds than Indian Valley with an 8-5 advantage on the glass.
C.J. Dolan knocks down the first. He's a 61% shooter on the year, averaging just under 10 points a game, just a junior. Excellent golfer as well. Knocks down the second. So Nico checks back in for the Muskies. Gives Dolan a break. 2:44 left here in the first. Muskies lead by 6. And the official, Scott Anders, made the correct call there. The ball pinballed 3 or 4 times off the 2 players' feet from opposing teams, and it did last touch the Indian Valley player's foot. So possession goes to the Muskies.
As crazy as this game has been played so far, we only have, I want to say, 2 turnovers in total on the game here in this first quarter.
It's physical right now, and both teams are going to the basket. Braden Davis kicks it out to Steele Bates. Steele Bates shoots, no good. Rebound by Davis. Davis goes up strong and in. Davis with his first 2 in the night. Strong rebound, cups it in with his right hand. Here comes Riker Williams straight down the floor, and that was a tough shot. Riker Williams looked like he may have lost his footing a little bit. Didn't get a full jump on that, but it still got it to go. 11-5, John Glenn leads Indian Valley. Half-court set here for the Muskies. And the Muskies like to get it out and go, so running a half-court set is not their forte. Steele Bates, guarded tightly. Indian Valley, very well, fundamentally defensive-minded team. Always does a good job defensively. This is a deep 3 for Dolan, no good. Hustle rebound, almost by Braden Davis. It's going to be picked up by Steele Bates after it got tipped around for a little bit. Steele sets her up, hands it to Dolan. There's that strong screen. Now he rolls as Braden Davis. Lost a little bit of a handle of it. Nikolazakis catches it, the floater in the middle, no good. Rebound, guess who? Braden Davis. He kicks it back out to Dolan. Dolan over to Bates. Bates gets fouled going to the hole, and that's going to be number 2 on Bieber. There's a lot going on here, Brett, with 1:20 left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, for, what we're seeing out of both teams, I mean, Indian Valley is struggling on the, the defensive side, of John Glenn capitalizing on these offensive rebounds, especially from the work of number 24, Braden Davis, who is now out of the game following a substitution to give him a well-needed break.
They bring in 6'6" Lucas Blair. He's a senior. 6'6" presence in the middle. There's a 3-pointer by Dolan, no good. Rebound by Luke Wells. Here comes the pressure from the Muskies. This time, Indian Valley gets it across, but they turn it over. Blair comes up with the mishap. Nikolazakis loses a lot of control. It's going to be a turnover out to Riker Williams. He's got a run-out layup, good. So Riker Williams with 5 of Indian Valley's 7 points tonight. 11-7, John Glenn leads. 41 seconds in the first quarter. Exciting game here. Last game of the 2024 portion of the season. Bates kicks it over to Briggs. John Glenn may want to hold for 1. Indian Valley will have possession to start the second. But Bates says you can't turn down a layup, so Steele Bates gets his 4th point of the night. 13-7, JG over IV. Landon McPeak thought he was going to go into the lane, brings it back out. Now they will go for the last shot. They will get a 2-for-1 possession here. Luke Wells goes hard to the hole, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. McPeak's going to have to shoot it, no good. No good. So after 1 quarter of play here at the Fish Tank in New Concord, John Glenn leads Indian Valley 13-7. You are watching and listening to high school basketball on YRP TV and Nash Icon.
Introducing the 2021 Ford F-150 Super Cab XL 4x4, now available at Doane Ford. With very low miles, this truck is ready to tackle any job with its 2.7-liter V6 EcoBoost engine and tow technology package. Enjoy a stylish look with the chrome appearance package and stay safe on the road with Ford Copilot 360 2.0 and auto high beam headlamps. Price to sell, it's an unbeatable deal. Don't miss out. Call Doan Ford, 740-782-1965, or visit DoanFord.com today.
At People's Bank, we're more than just a bank. As a community bank, we are committed to where we work and live, giving back to the organizations you care about through sponsorships, donations, and volunteer hours. When you bank with People's, you're not just a client. You're part of a community of neighbors helping neighbors. People's Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC. Visit us at pebo.com.
Tank here in New Concord. Mike Snively with Brett Klein. Where John Glenn leads Indian Valley after one quarter, 13-7. Riker Williams takes the inbounds after passing it in. Kicks it back out for a three ball, and that's Colt James. He hits the first three-pointer on the night for the Indian Valley Braves. So that cuts it to 13-10.
Yeah, a definitely needed basket from the Braves, because in that first quarter with only 7 points, 3 of 9 shooting. I mean, not a lot of shots taken, but only converting on 3. Nice to see that go in for the Braves.
And like you said earlier, it hasn't been an ugly game by any means. There's been a few turnovers here and there, but both teams competing at a high level right now. Steele Bates running the point guard here. Kicks it over to Cooper Briggs. Briggs has a good look at a three, and Cooper Briggs can knock down the three at a high percentage as he does there. 16-10 steal by Dolan. Back over to Briggs. Briggs hits another three. That's his third three on the night, and Indian Valley wants to talk this one over. Just like that, bang, bang. Cooper Briggs hits 2 threes within 3 seconds, and now it's a 19-10 lead. After the steal by C.J. Dolan, Indian Valley takes the timeout.
You know, that's only the third turnover for the Indian Valley Braves. And overall, I mean, we're only in the second quarter play. 5 total turnovers between both teams. John Glenn only with 2. Nikolazakis and Bates both with a turnover. I got Murphy with 2, and then McPeak with another. So, you know, a lot of the play of back and forth, it's not causing a lot of turnovers, but it is causing a lot of, you know, a lot of rebounds, as we mentioned. John Glenn now has 11. You know, Indian Valley struggling a little bit more. They only have 6 coming out of that first quarter, and I think it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how Indian Valley wants to try to adjust to John Glenn's control over the boards.
Well, once again, Indian Valley has to go full court with it. Riker Williams will enter the pass. Here comes the press. Almost stolen by Nikolazakis. But McPeak gets it across. Now there is a steal. Dolan goes hard with his right hand, and they're going to call an offensive foul. And they're going to say no basket, and they think it's an and one. I think they called an offensive foul.
I believe you're right.
They called the offensive foul.
Which I think is a good call.
And if you watch it closely, C.J. Dolan does initiate the contact, and they're going to get him for his second foul. He initiated the contact, kind of stepped into the Indian Valley defender, and that's going to be an offensive foul. John Glenn leads 19-10 here early in the second quarter at John Glenn. And that's a nice offensive play there. Luke Wells gets it inside, makes a quick fake. He puts it up 19-12. John Glenn leads.
Yeah, it was a good move to get Braden Davis kind of up in the air, which he does jump a lot on these shots. And, you know, that's good because he has that size and he's able to do that. But obviously the right move to try and get, you know, the defender up in the air and a quick, easy basket.
Nikolazakis with the wide open three. No good. Bates got pushed into Williams. Williams, he's a bulldozer. He's taking out everybody on his way, and he's going to go straight to the hole. And they're going to get an offensive foul on Riker Williams. Now, that's a situation there, Brett, where to me it seemed like the defender was too far underneath the basket, but there is no charge offensive foul arc.
Yeah, there's no restricted arc in high school basketball. So to say, you know, oh, he's too far into the basket, well, unfortunately, that doesn't matter.
Riker Williams got his hands in the air saying, how does that even a foul? But he's going to have to go sit with 2.
Yeah, 2 fouls early, you know, here in the second quarter play, just approaching 6 minutes, and a big offensive piece for the Braves on the bench.
We're going to have to keep an eye on this foul situation here because I have a feeling it's going to play into tonight's factor in this game. Glob penetrates, kicks it, and that ball was tipped out of bounds by Jackson Murphy.
Yeah, he got a hand on it at the latter part there, and if he would have just let that go,
3 or 4 people touched it, but he just happened to be the last one.
Yep, and it was right in front of the official, so it will remain John Glenn basketball.
Inbounds to Steele Bates. Bates is being guarded by Murphy. Bates between the legs over to Glob. Glob's going to attempt a 3. Bingo! Andrew Glob.
That's the first shot of the game for Glob, who doesn't really score much in these,
just
in a lot of these
2.4 a
contests.
game. He's already above his average. Indian Valley right back. Wide open 3 for Anima. No good. Nice pass from Glob to Robinson. That is fantastic basketball, folks. Andrew Glob hit Cole Robinson on a dime, who lays it up with his left hand, no dribbling in the process. So that's going to be a full timeout for Indian Valley here at John Glenn. John Glenn leads Indian Valley 24-12. You are watching and listening to high school basketball on YRP-TV and Nash Icon.
Doan Ford is proud to introduce the ultimate adventure companion, the Bronco 4-door advanced 4x4 Badlands. With a powerful 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine and 7-speed manual transmission, conquer any terrain with confidence. Featuring a soft-top 4-inch lift and massive 35-inch tires. Adventure knows no bounds. Stay connected and in control with an 8-inch digital screen while enjoying added convenience with power-heated mirrors and auto high-beam headlamps. Plus equipped with a Smitty-built winch. Be prepared for any challenge. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. DoanFord.com. Stoney's RV Center is the place that makes buying a new RV easy. Ask about their on-site financing with very affordable payments, and they make on-site camper service calls to the area campgrounds. Stoney's RV also carries cargo trailers, car haulers, horse and stock trailers, and open utility trailers. They install hitch systems and fill propane tanks too. Stoney's RV Center, the place that takes camping to the next level, and a proud sponsor of our area high school sports teams.
Back here in New Concord, Mike Snively, Brett Klein, 24-12. Muskies doubling up the Braves. Until now, 3-pointer by Colt James. That's his second 3 on the night.
He's shooting hot in the second quarter.
Cuts it to a 9-point game. Glob brings it across. Scarily gets it over to Bates, who gets it to Briggs. Back to Briggs. Briggs is way downtown. He shot it from the H in the tank, but it just off. Heat check there by Cooper Briggs. Don't blame him. Another heat check down this way. Shot no good by Colt James. Rebound Robinson. Robinson hands it to Briggs. Briggs down the Glob. Glob says, I'm going to try another one. No good. In and out. And now we got playground basketball going on, and this is kind of fun. That rebound there was by Cam Anima for the Indian Braves. So Braves now set up the half-court offense. Both teams with one foul here with 4:24 left in the second quarter. And that's a nice up and under move there by number 4, Landon McPeak. Textbook fundamental footwork there by McPeak for his first bucket of the night. 24-17, John Glenn leads. Steele Bates gets to the cup. He puts it in. His 6th point of the night. That was an outstanding move there by Steele Bates, as only Steele Bates can do. 26-17, John Glenn leads Indian Valley. Trap at half court. Indian Valley gets the ball to the middle. Now they're going to set up what's called motion, according to Coach Tyrone Williams. Tipped by Glob. Ball's on the floor, and we're going to have a foul. I think they're going to get Glob. What do you think, Brett?
I think he's being a little over-aggressive trying to get for that loose ball, and they're going to call that Andrew Glob.
Andrew Glob, who is not afraid to stick his nose in there. Also one of John Glenn's, if not the all-time leading interceptor for football. Has the most interceptions, I think, in a season at one point, maybe his career. Seemed like every time I called a John Glenn game, he had 1 or 2 interceptions, sometimes pick 6s. Sure, Coach Edwards will miss his defensive abilities next year on the football field. Nick Lazakis, also a great soccer player for the Muskies and an excellent defender on the basketball court as well. And that's going to be tipped out of bounds by C.J. Dolan, the tip master. He's tipping everything tonight. 3:27 left. John Glenn leads by 9, 26-17. Mike Snively and Brett Klein here at the fish tank. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound by Bates. Bates brings it up by himself, being guarded by Jackson Murphy. Into the game now is Hayden Genzer. Shot by Robinson, no good, but long rebound by Bates. Bates over to C.J. Dolan, out to Nikolazakis. He penetrates, goes in with his right hand to the left side. Good shot there by Nico, his first two of the night. 28-17, John Glenn.
Yeah, Nico not having much success in the first part of this half, and finally getting on the board for the Muskies.
Put that right English on the spin on that ball, and it hit the backboard just perfectly, went in. Riker Williams being guarded closely now by Genzer. Three-pointer, no good. Cole Robinson almost had the rebound. Genzer crashes in, gets it. Here comes Nikolazakis up to steal Bates. Bates tries to go left. They're going to get him for an offensive foul. Steal Bates, that will be his second foul. Excellent defensive play there by Indian Valley.
Yeah, and Bates just wants to be aggressive, and unfortunately, you can only be so aggressive before it's a foul against you, and that's exactly what just happened there.
Both number ones check in for both teams. Cooper Briggs for the Muskies, Luke Wells for the Braves. And there's a steal. Dolan over to Nikolazakis. Easy layup. Nikolazakis, his fourth point of the quarter, 30-17. John Glenn creating a lot of turnovers now. They've got the pace that they want. Landon McPeak gets it over. Murphy lost it in the air. Kicks it back out for three ball. And that was Landon McPeak, his fifth point of the game. Cuts it to 30-20 with under 2 minutes here before halftime in New Concord. Nikolazakis going hard to Genzer. Genzer's floater up, no good. Rebound by Williams. Williams is going to be trapped. And they're going to get, I think, Cooper Briggs with the foul. That's going to be his first. And that's going to be the fourth foul on John Glenn this quarter. Braden Davis checks back in. Remember, folks, the fifth foul in the quarter, the other team shoots 2 free throws.
Which a lot of people had their opinions on, the fifth foul, immediate 2 shots in high school basketball and taking away the 1-and-1. But I think as I've seen it this past entire season and last, I'm kind of okay with it.
I'm okay. The transition's smoother than I thought it would be. Takes a lot of pressure, though, off of that. You got to make that first shot of the 1-on-1. There's a nice floater by McPeak, no good. Rebound by Davis. Davis hands it to Nico. Nico thought about pulling up, goes to the hole. The floater, good. Will Nikolazakis, 6 big points in this quarter. It's 32-20, 1:10 left here in the second quarter from John Glenn High School. McPeak gets it across, being guarded by Nikolazakis. Over to Murphy. Murphy goes left, hands it off. Kick out to McPeak. McPeak over to Riker Williams. Williams gets it back, goes to his left, goes hard down the baseline. Strong move, and that's going to be a block. A clean block, and I believe that was by Cooper Briggs.
That was Riker Williams' first shot here in the second quarter. He did have 5 points and 2 of 3 from the field in that first. So Williams not having much success being guarded tightly by the Muskies.
This time being guarded by Braden Davis. Williams looks in to Deegan Bieber. Bieber goes up hard. That's going to be a hard one to stop right there. Nice shot there by Deegan Bieber. And we got a full timeout taken by Coach Eric Scheck, and we will hear two with 32.3 left before half. John Glenn leads Indian Valley 32-22. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on YRP TV and the Nash Icon.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
back to New Concord. John Glenn leads Indian Valley 32-22 with 25 seconds and ticking here before half. John Glenn may try to hold for one shot, and that looks like that's what they're going to do. 18 seconds. Steele Bates stands with the ball out toward midcourt.
Yeah, Steele Bates looking at his partner Nico inside, and Nico just saying, "Wait, slow it down. Let's take a one less shot and be smart with it."
And Indian Valley is going to use one of their fouls. They're going to get Colt James. He fouls. That's only their second team foul here in the second half. 6 seconds left.
And only his first foul.
C.J. Dolan's got to take a side out of bounds by the Indian Valley bench. Maybe Steele Bates gets it in, kicks it over to Dolan. Dolan for three at the buzzer, tipped by, and that's a great tip by Will Nikolazakis, who had 8 points in that quarter. Dolan's shot rimmed off, but Nikolazakis came in there, got up close to the rim, and got a great tip in to give the John Glenn Muskies a 34-22 lead at halftime. So that was a fantastic finish there, and John Glenn played excellent basketball, Brett, here in that first half.
Absolutely. I think what we saw from John Glenn was a pretty darn complete, first half. Shooting-wise, once we get these numbers tallied up during the break we will take here shortly, I think John Glenn's numbers are going to be pretty fantastic. And, we look at the defense that they're playing, what they've been able to do on the offensive and defensive glass. It's a big reason why they have a big lead here at the break.
Outstanding effort by the John Glenn Muskies. Beating a really good Indian Valley team, 34-22 at half. So we're going to take a break. Brett and I is going to figure out some numbers here. I may have to take my shoes off for a couple of these numbers once I get above 10, but we'll figure it out here for you. So 34-22, John Glenn leads Indian Valley. You are watching and listening to high school basketball on YRP TV and Nash Icon.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Hoops. Now here's your host, Eric Reeser.
After an injury derailed her plans to play overseas, J.C. Sheldon has found a new opportunity as the Director of Player Development for the Ohio State University women's basketball team in Columbus. J.C. is a native of Dublin, Ohio, and played her high school basketball at Dublin Kaufman, where she was a 3-time finalist for Ohio Miss Basketball. J.C. then played 5 seasons of college hoops at Ohio State before being drafted 5th overall by the Dallas Wings in the 2024 Women's National Basketball Association Draft. After her first season with the Wings in the WNBA, she was expected to play in Australia but wanted to focus on her rehab. I'll speak with JC about returning home and maintaining her connection to Ohio high school basketball. That's next. This is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Hoops.
In Ohio, public education matters. And every day, Ohio's public school educators use their united voice to advocate for the supports and resources our public schools need so every child thrives. No exceptions. I'm Ohio Education Association President Scott DeMauro, and on behalf of our 120,000 members, OEA is proud to sponsor tonight's game. Because great public schools are a winning playbook for Ohio, and Ohio is stronger when we stand together to cheer for our students' success.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor, or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
This is ONN.
J.C. Sheldon, my guest. She's the Director of Player Development for the Ohio State University women's basketball team. J.C. just finished her rookie year in the WNBA and says it's nice to be back in Columbus to spend time with family and those she's close to in her hometown of Dublin.
I actually have been able to. I'm closer to home now, and it's been a little easier. And my dad's the AD up at Kaufman, so I still try to get to some games. Recently just watched them. They got a good team, a young team, but they have a lot of potential. And definitely I still keep in touch with a lot of my teammates from Kaufman and was able to I actually saw Coach Patton the other day and just kind of catch up with him. So it's been cool. And being back in Ohio, I've definitely been able to, rekindle those relationships.
When you walk back into some of those gyms, I bet it feels like a moment where it kind of stops and go, whoa, that's J.C. Sheldon. Are you able to give advice to players, or do people come up to you and try to pick your brain at all?
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely been better at recognizing those moments, and with the young ones especially, I think it's really, really cool and really important, and just to acknowledge and to go over, have a conversation, give advice, and I've been happy to do it, and it never gets old for me. I love it. I like meeting people, but yeah, I think it's just a cool. I've been through college. I've been in my first year in the W now, and I think a lot of people have questions about that. So I've enjoyed it, interacting with people, and in any way I can, whether it's advice or just to chat. It's been really fun.
I mean, because you're kind of the poster child for how to deal with a ton of change in not a lot of time. I mean, in your years at Ohio State, everything that went and every change that happened in collegiate athletics, and then as you go professional into the WNBA, which that's where it feels like college sports is headed. With every year, it's getting more and more professionalized. Are you able, or do you find yourself just in moments giving like professional advice to a lot of the girls that you're coaching at Ohio State?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's kind of the cool part of it. And for me, the change from college to pros, there's not much downtime. You kind of get thrown right into it, and it was great for me. It was obviously an adjustment period. I think all the rookies can admit that that's there, and it's something you just kind of have to embrace. And after finishing up my first year, I learned so much that I was able to bring back, obviously, to Ohio State with me, and just kind of apply that aspect to the game. And if anything, let these players know, what it's like and what they expect at the next level. And I think that'll just elevate, their game even more. So that's been the cool part. And I think the players, I think they tell you they enjoyed it too.
JC, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like the women's game's never been more popular. Was there a moment that you remember of the last 2 or 3 seasons where you kind of had to stop and say, whoa, this is huge?
Absolutely. I think it honestly started at the end of my college career. I think, more eyes started to be on the game, and more people were asking questions when our games were, and obviously television grew, and that kind of followed us to the W, and I think it's been cool to see that growth. The women in the W have been doing this for a long time and been deserving this for a long time, so it's awesome to see everyone embrace us now, and I hope we can, continue that push in women's sports, and it's been awesome to be a part of.
My thanks to J.C. Sheldon and the Ohio State University Athletic Department for the time. I'm Eric Reeser for the Ohio Education Association, tonight in high school.
Doan Ford is proud to introduce the ultimate adventure companion, the Bronco 4-door advanced 4x4 Badlands. With a powerful 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine and 7-speed manual transmission, conquer any terrain with confidence. Featuring a soft-top 4-inch lift and massive 35-inch tires. Adventure knows no bounds. Stay connected and in control with an 8-inch digital screen while enjoying added convenience with power-heated mirrors and auto high-beam headlamps. Plus equipped with a Smitty-built winch. Be prepared for any challenge. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. DoanFord.com. Stoney's RV Center is the place that makes buying a new RV easy. Ask about their on-site financing with very affordable payments, and they make on-site camper service calls to the area campgrounds. Stoney's RV also carries cargo trailers, car haulers, horse and stock trailers, and open utility trailers. They install hitch systems and fill propane tanks too. Stoney's RV Center, the place that takes camping to the next level, and a proud sponsor of our area high school sports teams.
Back to the fish tank here in New Concord on the campus of John Glenn High School, where the John Glenn Muskies, the 6-1 John Glenn Muskies, lead the 5-1 Indian Valley Braves 34-22. Mike Snively with Brett Klein. I'm going to go over some first half scoring, and then Brett's going to get real technical with some in-depth statistics after I go through the scoring. First for the Indian Valley Braves, Luke Wells made 2 baskets for 4 points. Colt James made 2 3-pointers for 6 points. Deegan Bieber made a basket for 2 points. Landon McPeak with 5 points with a 3 in there. And Riker Williams had 5 points all in the first quarter. He was 1 of 2 from the foul line. The only 2 foul shots shot by Indian Valley, and it was right off the rip of the game.
First points scored of this game were from free throws.
Now for John Glenn, Cooper Briggs had a big 9 points. He was 3 of 5, I believe. Is that correct?
He was
3 of 6.
3 of 6. He went 1 for 3 in the first quarter, and then 2 for 3 in the second quarter with 2 big threes in that
within
second quarter.
3 seconds of each other off a big steal. So he had 9 points in that first half. Cooper Briggs, he led the Muskies. C.J. Dolan, he had 4 points. He was 2 of 2 at the line and a basket. Cole Robinson made 2 points, a basket. He had 2 points. Andrew Glob hit a big three for the Muskies for 3 points. And then Will Nikolazakis just came on like a banshee in the second quarter. He had 8 points in that second frame, none bigger than the big tip-in at the buzzer to send the Muskies up by 12. Braden Davis, he was 0 of 2 from the line, uncharacteristic of him, but he did have a basket and had several big rebounds for the Muskies. He had 2 points, and Steele Bates had 6 points for the Muskies. So, Brett, would you like to throw out some stats for us?
Absolutely. As we're concluding this, halftime break here, really the story of this first half has been control over the boards. John Glenn with 18 rebounds. A lot of those, especially in the second quarter, are offensive. They did a really good job at crashing the glass, getting their own offensive rebounds, especially putting them back up. I loved watching Braden Davis in that first half, and even Will Nikolazakis, as you mentioned, that tip in. I mean, that's an offensive rebound followed by a made shot. So you can't complain with that. They have an 8 rebound advantage over the Braves. 18-10 is what I have right now. And then really not that many turnovers. I have 5 turnovers for Indian Valley and 2 for John Glenn. There's been a lot of good defensive action here in this, throughout the first half of play. And for there to only be 7 turnovers in the game, I think is a pretty good example of
good basketball.
Good, as you meant, good basketball.
There's been some good basketball played tonight, and I've enjoyed calling this one thoroughly tonight. But Indian Valley, from the IVC, one of the better small school basketball leagues in the state, they're going to have some fire here in the second half. And they're going to have something to say about this 12-point lead for John Glenn.
Absolutely. And we take a look at some of the shooting numbers for both teams. And Indian Valley, 9 of 21 in the first half. They shot 42.9%. And John Glenn, 14 of 30. So a lot more shots made and taken for 46% from the field in the first half.
So second half begins with Bates handing it off to C.J. Dolan at the left elbow. Kicks it over to Cooper Briggs. Briggs being guarded by Bieber. Hand off to Bates. Bieber switches off and now takes Bates. Bates over to Davis, who sets the screen for Briggs. A little weave action going here at the top of the key for the maroon and white. Dolan takes it to the hole, throws it up, right hand, good. C.J. Dolan with his 6th point on the night. 14-point lead for the Muskies. Riker Williams struggles getting it inbounds, but they do. Landon McPeak goes hard to the hole, blocked by Briggs. Kick out from Davis to Steele Bates. Davis sets the screen. Bates kicks it over to C.J. Dolan, gets a pretty good look for 3, no good. And that's going to be off Nikolazakis' right hand. Possession to Indian Valley.
Yeah, Indian Valley not really having much success on the boards, offensive and defensively. That one not even in the possession of Indian Valley before hit out of bounds by Nico.
A lot of quick hand action for John Glenn. You mentioned earlier about the rebounding. John Glenn gets to a lot of long rebounds because of their quick hands, quick personnel. Riker Williams gets a good look at a 3. He misses it. In and out, no good. Rebound by Wells. Wells back to Williams, who kicks it out to Murphy. Murphy kicks it out to McPeak. McPeak for 3, good.
That was a good play. I don't know if you noticed that, Mike, but that was a no-look pass. He was looking down to the corner, and he said, wing.
And that's why he was so wide open. A nice pass there for Indian Valley.
And good to see McPeak converting on that and finishing the play.
So Nikolazakis hands it to Briggs, who hands it to Dolan. A lot of handoff passes in this half-court offense. Kicks it out to Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis takes a Euro step. Odd from that part of the floor, and that's going to be a cheapie on Nikolazakis. That's going to be his 2nd. Hate to see Nico get that foul 85 feet from the basket. That's his 2nd.
Yeah, a bit of a frustration, and not the best percentage shot that you want to be taking there, trying to maintain this lead, and we'll see how he recovers from that moment.
So Indian Valley trails by 11, 5:50 here in the third quarter, and that was too easy. That's the easiest basket And we got a down player, and that's going to be Landon McPeak. Went to the basket, and he got his legs cut from underneath him, not purposely, and it looked like he went down either on his shoulder, elbow, or hip. So the athletic trainer for Indian Valley comes out and checks on his progress, but I know he came down hard. We'll take a quick break here as John Glenn leads Indian Valley 36-27. You are watching and listening to high school basketball, YRP TV and Nash Icon.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it's for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company from Iowa to offer liability coverage to package with their Patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today, 740-305-5121. Follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
John Glenn, so Landon McPeak, the injured Indian Valley basketball player, was taken off, got up on his own power. That time Steel Bates shot up and no good. Here comes Indian Valley looking to make a run. Riker Williams gets a pretty good look at the three. It's going to be short. May have been tipped by Robinson, but now he's got to get back into the action. So Indian Valley sets it back up. Bieber to Williams. Over in the corner, a good look by Luke Wells. Bang! Luke Wells with his 7th point on the night, and all of a sudden it's a 6-point game. John Glenn leads 36-30, 5 minutes here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Indian Valley doing a good job capitalizing on, some, I hate to say it, but some lackluster defense from the Muskies to start the third quarter.
That's one good way of putting it, Brett. That's exactly kind of how I was wanting to phrase it. Lackluster is a great word. So Dolan has the ball. Spins, may have got away with the travel. Robinson tries to get it into Genzer. May have been a kick there. Riker Williams goes hard low. He's going to be fouled and one. So Riker Williams gets his 7th point of the night. He's going to be fouled by Cole Robinson, his first, and that's going to cut it to a 4-point game. I think Coach Scheck, talking to the official, may want a timeout.
Yep.
And we will take it with him. He's going to take a full timeout. So with 4:30 left here in the third quarter at John Glenn, John Glenn leads Indian Valley 36-32. You are watching and listening to high school basketball on YRP TV and the Nash Icon.
Protect what matters most with Valentine Insurance right here in Cambridge. Whether it's your home, car, or business, our team is dedicated to finding the perfect coverage to fit your needs. We understand the importance of peace of mind, and we're here to make sure you're prepared for life's unexpected moments. With local expertise and personalized service, you can trust Valentine Insurance to keep you covered. Stop by or give us a call today at 260-6699. Valentine Insurance, a partner you can depend on.
Looking for trusted dental care for the whole family? Dr. Darcy Wakefield and the team at Wakefield Dental have you covered. From pediatric to general and orthodontic care, they offer a full range of services. At Wakefield Dental, they focus on individualized treatment plans that not only create beautiful smiles, but build lasting confidence. Schedule your consultation today. Call 740-435-3100 or go to drwakefieldDDS.com.
Riker Williams at the line here, back at John Glenn. Indian Valley on a 10-0 run has cut this thing 2-4, now 3, 11-0 run for Indian Valley early in this third quarter. Mike Snively and Brett Klein, 36-33. The Muskies lead the Braves. Coach Scheck took a full timeout. Going to try to get something going here. Right now, the Muskie offense is stagnant, and that's going to be an offensive foul, and they're going to get Hayden Genzer. And he was just put in a bad situation there, Brett, where the lob pass was thrown into 3 guys.
Yeah, it was either going to be an offensive foul, or that ball was going into the hands of a Brave, or that ball was going out of bounds and back to Indian Valley. So Indian Valley with a chance now to tie this game or cut it down to 1. Again, 11-0 run for the Braves here in the third quarter.
Another wide open look for Luke Wells. He hits it, blammo, 36 all here in New Concord. 3:50 left here in the third quarter, just like that. A huge run here by Indian Valley. The tables have turned, and there's a 3 by Bates, no good. Rebound by Luke Wells. Wells gets it up to Riker Williams. Riker Williams, and they're going to get a travel on Riker Williams. Riker Williams caught the ball just a little too far underneath the basket.
Yeah,
went up for a shot and travel.
His mistake was going up for the shot. He was too far underneath. I think what would have been beneficial for him there was to try and make a play. You know, as we saw, once he got the travel called, his teammate was wide open for a shot. So not the best thing, but will be John Glenn basketball with a chance to regain the lead.
John Glenn, more than anything, needs a basket. They scored early. C.J. Dolan scored the only 2 points in this half for John Glenn, and they haven't sniffed the basket
0
since.
for 4 cents, and Indian Valley has scored 14 straight.
Steele Bates takes the 17-footer that you don't see too much anymore. He misses it, and it's a rebound by number 4, Landon McPeak.
Indian Valley starting to close that rebound differential. It is now 20-16 in favor of the Muskies.
Riker Williams with a strong left-hand move. No good. Rebound by Davis. Davis hands it to Dolan. Here come the Muskies. Kick over to Cooper Briggs. Gets a good look at a three. Good! Cooper Briggs, his 4th triple on the night. 39-36, John Glenn leads.
That's a big shot for the Muskies coming from a player who's had a very good night shooting from the three-point line.
Williams kicks it to Wells. Back out to McPeak. McPeak over to Murphy. Back to McPeak. McPeak kicks it out to Colt James. He gets the roll on the three-point goal. Colt James with his 3rd triple on the night. He's got 9. We're tied at 39. 9's all over the board tonight.
4 made three-point baskets coming from the Braves here in this 3rd quarter.
Steele Bates, guarded by Williams, goes hard to the hole, and they're going to call an offensive foul. Let's see who they call this on. They call this on Steele Bates. So that's going to be a turnover. That's also a 3rd foul on Steele Bates, number 33. With exactly 2 minutes left here in New Concord in the 3rd quarter, 39 all.
It's going to be interesting to see what John Glenn wants to do on defense, because you're leaving Steele Bates in the game with 3 fouls with the potential to get a 4th with, you know, an entire quarter left to play when he's a very key component of your offense, especially in the paint.
McPeak right down the lane, hands it off to Colt James. Basket and the lead for Indian Valley, 41-39. Minute 44 left here. Cooper Briggs crosses over, kicks it over to Dolan.
Other than the three-point basket that was made by Cooper Briggs, Indian Valley has 19 points.
And there's a unforced turnover. Riker Williams kicks it out to McPeak. McPeak with a 16-footer, no good. Strong rebound by Riker Williams, who kicks it out to Colt James. No good. There's a scrap for the ball. And there's going to be a foul on. I think they get Cooper Briggs, and that's going to be his 2nd foul. So everything that went well for John Glenn is now going well for Indian Valley, including getting to those loose balls.
Yeah, 19-5 point differential in the 3rd quarter, which has obviously made the biggest difference in the game. And Mike, based on what I'm looking at, that fouls for John Glenn says 5, which means 2 automatically for the Braves for the remaining 1:13 here in the 3rd quarter.
So Murphy at the line, shooting 2, no good.
That's his first shot attempt. Had nothing in the first half, had a couple turnovers, so he is now 0s all across the board still, except for a rebound here and there, and 0 for 1 from the free throw line for shooting.
Murphy, the 6'1 senior, attempts the 2nd shot. It's up and knocks it down. So that gives Indian Valley a 3-point lead here at the Fish Tank. Mike Snively with Brett Klein on New Year's Eve, where 2 good clubs are going at it. Braden Davis, nice cut by Davis. Nice pass by Robinson. Davis gets his 4th point of the night. That cuts it to 1, 42-41. That was too easy there for Riker Williams. He gets his 5th point of the quarter. He's in double digits. He's got 10 tonight.
Maybe he likes to score 5 points in odd-numbered quarters.
You could be onto something there,
Maybe.
Brett.
That might change in the 4th quarter.
Braves by 3. Dolan gets to the basket. He lays it in. C.J. Dolan with his 4th point in the quarter, and we got a shoe getting tied here. Also getting some updates from the Convocation Center in Athens.
Which has been exciting, but, I have the app that I use, they have not had Muskingum College on in a while. It is Ohio 80, Muskingum 41.
And Dave Hilliard's troops are might be getting a little cheated down there in that MAC conference. Guess who's wide open? Colt James hits his 4th triple on the night. 47-43, 10 seconds left. John Glenn going to get the last shot here. Dolan goes to the hole. He's blocked, and it's going to maintain possession is John Glenn. With 2.5 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter, they're going to have the ball out of bounds. 3 new substitutions checking in for both teams. This is a big play here because Indian Valley gets the ball to start the 4th quarter. 2.5. Inbounding is Dolan. Kicks it to Bates. Bates has got to do something. I don't think he knows how much time's left. And he did not. He did not get the shot off in time. So at the end of 3 here in New Concord, Indian Valley comes all the way back down from 14, and now they lead by 4, 47-43. You are watching and listening to high school basketball on YRP TV and Nash Icon.
Surgeon Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. This is Jason Emsch, and we are committed to providing an exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Our success is measured by exceeding our clients' expectations. See our past and previous projects at Cambridge YMCA and New Educational Center at Jurassic Park and FMJ Shooting Range, just to name a few. Find us online at surgeon.construction and like us on Facebook.
Surgeon Construction. We'll take it from here.
How can you select from insurance companies offering you lizards or ducks? When it comes to protection for your home and auto, you want a company that provides quality insurance products and personalized, fair, friendly claims service. WB Green Insurance represents Westfield Insurance. Their reputation is based on sharing knowledge and building trust. Westfield has been around the neighborhood over 150 years. WB Green Insurance welcomes the opportunity to quote your home, car, and business insurance. Don't be fooled by lizards and ducks. Call 439-1329.
Back here at the Fish Tank in New Concord, Mike Snively and Brett Klein. Indian Valley goes on a huge run in that 3rd quarter. Overcomes a 14-point deficit. They now lead by 4, 47-43. And Indian Valley will start with the ball here in the 4th quarter. McPeak goes hard, is cut off. Out to Riker Williams. Back out to Bieber, who hands it to Colt James. Colt James, 15-footer, no good. Rebound by Dolan, he's trapped. Kicks it to Bates. Bates gets it across the timeline. Being guarded closely and highly contested by Riker Williams. Bates still dribbling the basketball. Hands it to C.J. Dolan. Right now, the defense is stifling by this Indian Valley Brave basketball team. Pass out to Braden Davis. Davis shoots a 3, no good. Rebound by Murphy for the Braves. Over to Riker Williams, being guarded by Nico. Steele Bates pressuring the ball on Landon McPeak, who stands near midcourt. Under 7 here in New Concord. Things might change, offensive schemes might change here now in the 4th quarter. Kick out to Williams. Right now it looks like Indian Valley's going to play for a great shot, and that's a pretty good look, but an air ball. Couple offensive rebounds by Indian Valley. Another missed shot, and that's going to be off the hands of Indian Valley. I tell you, Indian Valley, Brett, had many opportunities there and came up short. So John Glenn dodges a bullet there on that possession. They will get the ball back.
Yeah, I didn't quite get who was the air ball on that there, Mike, because I had my head down.
That, I'm not real sure who that was either. It was a floater, and I think it may have slipped out of his hands, to be honest. Under 6:30 here. John Glenn trails by 4. Over to Dolan. Back to Bates. Bates goes hard to the hole, and they're going to call something on the ground here, and I believe they're going to get Luke Wells. That's the first foul of the second half. Yeah, that first foul in the second half on Indian Valley. Checking in for Davis will be Lucas Blair. Inbounding the ball will be C.J. Dolan, who kicks it to Cooper Briggs. Out to steal Bates. Bates kicks it over to Briggs. Briggs shot from the corner, no good. Strong rebound by Luke Wells. Luke Wells kicks it to McPeak. McPeak back to Wells. Over to James. James has had the hot hand here for the Indian Valley Braves. Deegan Bieber over to Wells. Indian Valley, not much of a hurry this time. It goes to the hole hard. No good. Strong rebound. A contested rebound, and Dolan came down with it. Nikolazakis shoots a three. Bingo! Will Nikolazakis with his 11th point on the night. He starts the scoring in the fourth quarter. 47-46. Indian Valley leads John Glenn. To the hole again, and that's a strong, tough move by McPeak, but a rebound by Genzer. Shot was no good. Little stutter step there by Steele Bates. Steele Bates goes to the hole. He's got 8. 5 minutes. John Glenn regains the lead, 48-47. Indian Valley now trails by 1. First time they've trailed in a little bit. John Glenn fans cheering on their Muskie defense. Riker Williams goes hard to the hole. He goes down, and they're going to get a timeout. Coach Tyrone Miller wisely saw Williams in trouble on the floor, calls timeout. And they're going to make it a full timeout, and we will too. So 48-47, John Glenn leads Indian Valley. You are watching and listening to high school basketball on YRP TV and Nash Icon.
Looking for reliable insurance that fits your life? Look no further than Allen Hunter State Farm in Cambridge, Ohio. From auto to home to life insurance, we offer a range of options tailored to your needs. With our friendly, knowledgeable team, you'll get the protection and peace of mind you deserve. We're dedicated to being there for you, just like a good neighbor should. Call Allen Hunter State Farm today and discover how we can help you safeguard your future. Call 740-439-5385. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back to New Concord here. Mike Snively and Brett Klein. 4:42 left here in the game. John Glenn leads Indian Valley 48-47. It'll be Indian Valley possession underneath their basket. John Glenn has 3 timeouts left. Indian Valley with 2. Inbound to Williams, who hands it to McPeak. And that's a wide open layup. Great play call there by Coach Tyrone Miller. That gives Indian Valley a 49-48 lead. Good play call out of the timeout there for that out-of-bounds play for the Braves. Glob now in. He's going to get a good look at the basket, but it's going to be out of bounds. May have got knocked around a little bit, but John Glenn keeps possession. Briggs and Nico check back in for the Muskies.
He had a good look on that layup, and it was a good move to get him into the paint and on that drive, but not quite the quickest player on the court, and ultimately led the defender to catch up.
C.J. Dolan gets a good look at a 3, no good. Good rebound there by James. Here come the Braves. McPeak gets it across the court quick. Kicks it over to James, back to McPeak. Over to Murphy. Murphy goes hard to the hole. That's going to initiate a contact, no call. Rebound by the Braves. And they're going to say C.J. Dolan, who stole the ball, was out of bounds when he stole it. Possession to Indian Valley. 3:56 left. Indian Valley leads by 1, 49-48. See if Indian Valley has another good schematic play here from an out under. Inbounds, Nikolazakis. It was tipped by Dolan. Nikolazakis got the steal. He's going to bring it across. Screen by Davis. Nikolazakis with the left hand, and they're going to get a foul. They're going to call foul. He tried a reverse layup, tried to beat Colt James down the left baseline, but they got Colt James on the wrist. So that's going to send Nikolazakis to the line for 2, who's a 75% free throw shooter on the year. Nikolazakis can tie it or give the Muskies the lead. Nico's first shot is up. Hits every part of the rim, then the backboard, then goes in. Tie game, 49-all. 3:48 left here. Final quarter here in New Concord. Nick Lazaka's second shot, not so lucky that time. Tie game, rebound by James.
With that rebound, Mike, I now have both teams tied in rebound categories with 24 apiece.
And guess what the score is? 49-all. Everything's lining up. So the Braves, a little more patient. Both teams a little more patient in this quarter. Nice pass by Williams out in the corner. No good, in and out. Rebound by Briggs. Briggs gets it over to Dolan. Tie game, 49-all. Dolan thought about a three. Floats, no good. Ball's up in the air, tipped in. Riker Williams comes up with it. Williams, nice 3-on-2 break. No good, rebound by, let's see who comes up with it. There's a scramble on the floor. Wells comes up with it for Indian Valley under 3 minutes. They set up a half-court offense. Tie score, 49-all. Two quality basketball teams here in the East District going at it. Riker Williams.
That's a circus shot if I've ever seen one.
That's exactly how you need to put it. Riker Williams somehow finds a way for that thing to go in. The ball was tipped 3 times, it seemed like, and it goes in. And he called bank. So, Indian Valley, they lead by 2. Steel Bates thought about a deep 3, goes behind his back, kicks it over to Nick Lazakas. He goes baseline. The floater, no good. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to Dolan. Dolan's 3, up and good. C.J. Dolan hits his first 3 on the night, and that gives John Glenn a 52-51 lead. 2 minutes, 8 seconds left here in the final quarter. And Coach Tyrone Miller wants to take a timeout, and we will too. So with 2:07 left here in the final quarter here at John Glenn. John Glenn leads Indian Valley 52-51. You are watching and listening to high school basketball on YRP TV and the Nash Icon.
Today is the day you make changes, the day you have looked forward to, the day you take a step to see the you before addiction. And it all starts right here at The Residence, an in-bed facility that designs your recovery to your needs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm Crystal Reynolds for Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. Our approach is personal, and it is as individual as your needs. We are here for you. Call 855-692-7247.
Back to New Concord. Mike Snively and Brett Klein. A very good out-of-conference game tonight between two one-loss teams. John Glenn leads Indian Valley 52-51. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left to play here. It will be Indian Valley basketball on the last game of the 2024 calendar year. We've got ourselves a good one, Brett.
I would have to agree. If you were to tell me that it would be a 1-point game with 2 minutes left to go and a lot of back and forth action, I would tell you, I'd believe you.
I believe you too. Even you, some of the stats you were giving out there earlier during the break with the rebounds and everything's pretty tight right now.
Yeah, both teams 5, 10, 26 rebounds apiece.
So here comes Riker Williams. He gets a good look. Nice pass again by Riker Williams, who gives it to Colt James, who lays it in. That's the second time Riker Williams is able to do that. That gives the Braves a 53-52 lead.
Colt James having a good game for the Braves.
I don't know how that pass from C.J. Dolas got to Braden Davis, but it did, and he lays it in. Davis has 6 on the night. Minute 30 left. John Glenn leads Indian Valley. C.J. Dolan picks his pocket and calls a timeout. C.J. Dolan was able to pick the pocket of Landon McPeak, dive on the floor, and get a quick timeout. So, remember that play. Remember that play. We'll keep it here. We'll keep it here, even though it is a full timeout. But I'd like to hit our sponsors before we exit tonight's program. We'd like to thank Valentine Insurance, Stoney's RV and Sales Service, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Wakefield Dental, West 40 Auto Sales, Doane Ford, WB Green Insurance, People's Bank, and State Farm, Allen Hunter. So, Brett, we have John Glenn leading by 1 with possession of the basketball, under 2 minutes to play. And if you're Coach Eric Scheck, you probably want to get a good look at the basket here. So you do not have you do not want to put the floaters up. You don't want to go in 1-on-2, anything like that. You want to make sure you get a good look at the basket. And Coach Scheck is sending his troops out there now, so let's see what he comes up with.
Absolutely, and the scoring has been pretty dispersed here in the fourth quarter. C.J. Dolan just hit that recent 3, and Braden Davis has the most recent score, but we have Nico with 4, and then Steele Bates has another 2. So they have a handful of options, even with the lineup they have now, but I think it's just as important to start running off time if you're able to.
Indian Valley has 1 timeout left. John Glenn has 2 timeouts left. The foul situation, John Glenn has no fouls yet. And that's a great play out of the timeout. Steele Bates from Lucas Blair. Timeout, Indian Valley. And that's going to be a 30-second timeout. I believe Indian Valley. No, John Glenn called the timeout. John Glenn called a 30-second timeout. So both teams will have 1 timeout left. Great backdoor screen and a great pass from Genzer to Steele Bates.
Yeah, I like that they kind of they ran sort of a delayed offense on the opposite side of the court, and then they had some good backdoor motion on this close side of the court to us, and it allowed Steele Bates. I mean, he could not be more wide open to take that layup, and with the way this game has been, this 3-point lead can prove to be massive here in this game.
Massive, and you're right. All the action was going to the left side of the floor, and boom, backdoor screen, good look from Genzer. Lay in by Bates, puts him in double figures for the night. He's got 10. So here come the Indian Valley Braves. They trail by 3 with 1:15 left here in New Concord. Landon McPeak, the senior, will get the ball crossed. Being guarded by Dolan. Dolan got his pocket last time. John Glenn fans screaming defense. Riker Williams comes up. Probably a play there was for him for 3. And they're going to get a blocking foul on Will Nikolazakis.
Only his 3rd foul, and only I believe that's the 2nd foul for the Muskies here in this 4th quarter.
Just the 1st foul in the 3rd quarter. Now you want to be kind of close to 5 in case you got to use your fouls here.
Yeah.
So neither team's really that close. Indian Valley with 2 fouls. So John Glenn does not want to give up a 3. 50 seconds and counting here. Riker Williams being guarded by Bates goes, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Riker Williams. That's going to be Riker Williams' 3rd foul. That time, Nikolazakis did get the charging call. Things getting a little excited here in New Concord. That's 3 fouls on Indian Valley. 47 seconds. John Glenn gets it in. Little box press action here by Indian Valley. Dolan gets it across to Briggs. Briggs is going to get trapped, but he gets it over to Nikolazakis. Kicks it over to Bates. 33 seconds. That's going to be team foul number 4.
And a number 4 for Riker Williams.
Yeah, Riker Williams has 4, so they're going to have to sub out for him. Luke Wells is going to come in for him. They do not want to lose the leader, Riker Williams. Riker Williams, just a sophomore. Outstanding leadership qualities, as we all know. And this time they get Dolan. He's going to be fouled by number 2, Colt James. So that's going to send C.J. Dolan to the line, just a 61% free throw shooter. Now we start talking about possessions. If Dolan's able to make 1 shot, it becomes a 2-possession game. So Dolan, shot up, nothing but the bottom of the net. Andrew Glob will check in for Cooper Briggs for defensive purposes. 28.8 seconds left here. John Glenn leads by 4. Dolan with his 2nd free throw pending. A lot of strategy going on here now. Referees talking to players, coaches talking to players. Dolan's 2nd shot up, and it's good. Both of them. Ice in his veins, 58-53, 5-point lead, 25 seconds and ticking. Here comes Indian Valley. They get to the cross. And this is going to be Wells, kicks it over. 3-point look here for McPeak, no good. Air ball, rebound offensively. Another 3 look here by Colt James, no good. Another long rebound. And we got bodies flying everywhere. 8.9 seconds. No dice there for Indian Valley. They had a couple good looks. Nothing could fall, but they keep possession. John Glenn leads by 5. 8.9 seconds left. Indian Valley basketball underneath the hoop. Inbounds is good, and a foul right there probably does not hurt.
No,
John
because,
Glenn.
yeah, I don't think it hurts because it gives them the opportunity to really take a look at what they just did on that inbound and reestablish something else defensively, because obviously that was a mess following.
They could foul 2 more times too, Brett, to be honest. So 5-point lead, 7.2 now on the ticker. John Glenn fans up clapping. Inbounding will be Luke Wells for Indian Valley. And there's the quick inbounds and basket by Colt James. Colt James cuts it down to a 3-point game. We will keep it right here. Indian Valley uses, I believe, their last timeout of the game.
It's a full timeout with 4.4 seconds to go.
4.4 left, 58-55. John Glenn leads Indian Valley. Now, Indian Valley is going to be in full court pressure, and John Glenn essentially just has to get the ball inbound safely.
Yeah, the tough part is that there's been such tough defense being played on both sides here. And over on the other side of the court, the John Glenn student section wishing number 23, number 6, LeBron James, a happy 40th birthday, Mike Snively.
He's 40 today?
He turns 40.
Wow.
LeBron, Ramon, James.
I've seen him in the commercials with Kevin Hart and talking about being 40, so he's 40 today.
That was, December 30th, 40 years ago. A player that I have watched growing up. I'm on the younger side of my carbon dating spectrum, but
my dad took my mother to the state tournament when he was a sophomore, and my mom said her famous words were, "He's not that good." Mom's not a basketball scout, though. So I tell you, Cooper Briggs is going to inbound it. He can run the baseline here, and John Glenn is spaced out all over the court. Riker Williams on the ball. John Glenn has a timeout. They get it inbounds to Nicholas Zakas. Nicholas Zakas fouled right away by number 4, Landon McPeak. Somehow 1.1 came off the clock. I don't know if they want to mess with that. But Nicholas Zakas will go to the line. Essentially, he just has to make one free throw here. He's a 75% free throw shooter. He's 1 of 2 on the night. 3.3 left. John Glenn leads by 3. Nicholas Zakas' first shot is up, and it's short. Barely drew iron.
Yeah, you could see that from all the way up here where we're at in this upper level. I mean, it was just not a good-looking shot off the rip.
Now, Indian Valley has no timeouts left. If Nicholas Zakas is able to make this shot, that should wrap things up. Second shot up. Shot is good. 4-point lead, 3.3 to go. Coach Scheck screaming no fouls. Last shot here by Bieber is no good. So that's going to be a final here from New Concord. Final score, John Glenn 59, Indian Valley 55. Brett and I are going to look at some statistics here, and we will be back after this. You are listening and watching high school basketball on YRP TV and Nash Icon.
Doan Ford is proud to introduce the ultimate adventure companion, the Bronco 4-door advanced 4x4 Badlands. With a powerful 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine and 7-speed manual transmission, conquer any terrain with confidence. Featuring a soft-top 4-inch lift and massive 35-inch tires. Adventure knows no bounds. Stay connected and in control with an 8-inch digital screen while enjoying added convenience with power-heated mirrors and auto high-beam headlamps. Plus equipped with a Smitty-built winch. Be prepared for any challenge. Don't miss out on this incredible deal. DoanFord.com. Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it's for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company from Iowa to offer liability coverage to package with their Patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today, 740-305-5121. Follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
At People's Bank, we're more than just a bank. As a community bank, we are committed to where we work and live, giving back to the organizations you care about, through sponsorships, donations, and volunteer hours. When you bank with Peoples, you're not just a client, you're part of a community of neighbors helping neighbors. Peoples Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC. Visit us at pebo.com.
Stoney's RV Center is the place that makes buying a new RV easy. Ask about their on-site financing with very affordable payments, and they make on-site camper service calls to the area campgrounds. Stoney's RV also carries cargo trailers, car haulers, horse and stock trailers, and open utility trailers. They install hitch systems and fill propane tanks too. Stoney's RV Center, the place that takes camping to the next level, and a proud sponsor of our area high school sports teams.
Protect what matters most with Valentine Insurance right here in Cambridge. Whether it's your home, car, or business, our team is dedicated to finding the perfect coverage to fit your needs. We understand the importance of peace of mind, and we're here to make sure you're prepared for life's unexpected moments. With local expertise and personalized service, you can trust Valentine Insurance to keep you covered. Stop by or give us a call today at 260-6699. Valentine Insurance, a partner you can depend on.
How can you select from insurance companies offering you lizards or ducks? When it comes to protection for your home and auto, you want a company that provides quality insurance products and personalized, fair, friendly claims service. WB Green Insurance represents Westfield Insurance. Their reputation is based on sharing knowledge and building trust. Westfield has been around the neighborhood over 150 years. WB Green Insurance welcomes the opportunity to quote your home, car, and business insurance. Don't be fooled by lizards and ducks. Call 439-1329.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
Back here in New Concord, Mike Snively, Brett Klein, figuring out these final statistics as we had a dandy here to finish off the 2024 calendar basketball season as John Glenn moves to 7-1 as they knock off Indian Valley, who now goes to 5-2. John Glenn wins 59-55. Scoring here for both teams. Both teams did place 4 players in double figures. First for the Indian Valley Braves. Luke Wells, he had 12 points, 2 of those being 3-point bonus bombs. Colt James, 18 points, 4 3-pointers on the night. Deegan Barber, he had a basket in the second quarter for 2 points. Landon McPeak, he had 2 threes. He had 5 points in the second quarter, 5 points in the third quarter. He had 10 points. Jackson Murphy went to the line for 2 shots. He split a pair. He had 1 point. And Riker Williams was 2 of 3 from the line, and he had 12 points for a total of 55. For John Glenn, Cooper Briggs had 12 points, all 12 on 3-point baskets. He had 4 3-point baskets and 2 back-to-back threes within 3 or 4 seconds in the second quarter that gave John Glenn a 9-point lead at the time. C.J. Dolan was 4 of 4 from the line, pretty clutch down the stretch with a big steal at the end of the game to gain possession. And John Glenn had a 1-point lead at that time, and then they got the timeout called, and a nice out-of-bounds play was called and got the lead to 3 toward the end of the game. Dolan finished with 13 points with a 3 as well. Cole Robinson had a basket for 2 points. Andrew Glob hit a big 3. He had 3 points. Will Nikolazakis who was outstanding tonight, especially in that second and fourth quarter. He had 8 points in the second quarter, and he had 5 points in the fourth quarter. He was 2 of 4 from the line. He had a three-pointer in that fourth quarter as well. 13 points for Will Nikolazakis. Braden Davis, 0 of 2 from the line, but Braden had 6 points, and his heart and hustle, obviously always a big component. You cannot understate for this John Glenn team. He had 6 points. And Steele Bates tonight held well under his 18-point average, but he had 10 big points, 4 points in that fourth quarter, 10 points. So a total of 59 points for John Glenn. So final score, John Glenn 59, Indian Valley 55. Brett, what do we have over here on this side of the statistics?
Well, Mike, just counting up my numbers here. As you mentioned with that score, I mean, one thing that we can tell that this was a close game, but you're probably wondering how close of a game this actually was. Indian Valley, 55 points, 22 of 51 shooting with 28 rebounds. John Glenn, 59 points on 23 of 51 shooting with 26 rebounds. The biggest difference is Indian Valley got into a handful of instances of foul trouble, and John Glenn had a lot more opportunities at the free throw line as opposed to Indian Valley, which obviously was impactful in the long run with a 4-point victory. With the field goal differential being same amount of shots taken, but 1 shot difference for both teams, I mean, you can't really, write a better script.
No.
You're not ready for this either. 3-point field goals. Indian Valley, 8 of 22. John Glenn, 7 of 23.
Wow.
So to say this game was close is quite an understatement. This was, as we talked about while some commercials were going on, this was a battle of momentum, and obviously John Glenn capitalizing on some momentum, using some foul calls and their advantage to get to the line and give them a boost. And I mean, these numbers are eerily similar.
Very. So sometimes, they say the stats sometimes don't tell the tale. Well, tonight it told the exact tale, and John Glenn comes away with a 4-point victory to move to 7-1 on the year. I'd like to hit our game sponsors one more time before we go live or go off the air. I'd like to thank Valentine Insurance, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Wakefield Dental, West 40 Auto Sales, Doan Ford, WB Green Insurance, People's Bank, and State Farm Allen Hunter. Any final thoughts, Brett?
I think for the conclusion of the calendar year of 2024 from AVC Sports and our broadcast team, holy cow, this was a fantastic game to watch here tonight, and I think that both teams have a lot to pull away from moving forward. If you're John Glenn, you have some momentum to ride with, because that's a pretty big win against a team that, has done pretty well at the start of the season, even though they haven't had as much time as a team together. And Indian Valley, I would like to think that, moving forward, you can only get better because you're playing these tough teams. As we talked before we even started everything, a loss in the season to Highland, a very good basketball team, and John Glenn continuing to show that they are an improving team, especially with some good wins this season over teams including Maysville, the one on Saturday against Cambridge, and obviously here today against Indian Valley.
Well, I do want to mention, too, that our buddy Dave Hilliard, our colleague down at the Convocation Center, they took one on the chin against the Bobcats tonight. Muskingum lost to Ohio University tonight, 103-52, and OU, as we all know, led by A.J. Clayton, the star player from Philo High School. So with that being said, I just want to thank you, Brett. I want to thank the folks at AVC, and I want to thank our sponsors. I love to come out and do this stuff and call basketball games and call football games for high school sports, and I really enjoyed our time together tonight, and I look forward to doing many, many more in the future. And it's just a privilege to be able to do this with people like yourself and anybody else at AVC. So,
and what a game to conclude the calendar year.
Yeah, great game to conclude the calendar year, and it was fun, and what a great job AVC does with their technical support of continuing to broadcast quality high school basketball games in a quality fashion. So Once again, final score here from New Concord, John Glenn 59, Indian Valley 55. You have been watching and listening to high school basketball on YRP TV and Nash Icon. Happy New Year, everybody.
You've been listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon. High school basketball is a presentation of AVC Sports.